Trump, Tucker Carlson comes out and says a few words on, I think it was the Steve Bannon, and he had a couple different tweets, Rob. I don't know if you have the tweets. I don't know if you have the videos. Whichever ones you want to prepare. I'm just going to go right into the story here of what happened with Trump and Tucker. Is this the clip of him and Steve Bannon? So here's the issue with Israel, Iran. There's a camp that says, attack, let's take out Iran. Scott Jennings from CNN comes out and says that, argues U.S. should bomb key Iranian nuclear sites. And a lot of people are on the same page with him, but there's a complete different side. Jennings, one of the most effective defenders of President Trump on cable news, wrote from Jerusalem, Israel on Sunday that U.S. should bomb Iran nuclear facilities at Fordo. My thoughts from Jerusalem: Israel is on the brink of remaking the Middle East and ending the biggest sponsor of radical Islam terrorism in the world. Trump's strategic part in this move was brilliant. Trump has stated correctly that there can be no peace if Iran obtains a nuclear weapon. This is a tenet of America's first foreign policy. The Iranian terror regime has never been weaker. Thank you, Israel. This is what he says.
There's no proof that Iran is making a nuclear weapon.
The chance to end them as a destabilizing force cannot be dismissed. In my opinion, Trump would be justified in taking out Fordo nuclear enrichment facility. It would be a righteous decision, and if he does it, no question in my mind that he would deserve the Nobel Prize. This is a once-in-a-generation chance to make the world safer and defend Western civilization. Bomb Fordo, destroy the Iranian octopus, restore
the Nobel Prize for getting us into World War III. Come on.
Deterrence, win the Nobel, America First hashtag. That's Scott Jennings. And then here is Tucker Carlson on Steve Bannon talking about the same issue. Very different opinion.
Y'all better remember this come election time. Y'all better remember this.
He's a deeply humane, kind person. And I am saying this because I'm really afraid that my country's going to be further weakened by this. I think we're going to see the end of American empire, obviously. Other nations would like to see that, and this is a perfect way to scuttle the USS America on the shoals of Iran. But it's also going to end, I believe, Trump's presidency and effectively end it. And so that's why I'm saying this.
What do you mean by that? That's coming from you.
Look, I knew Bush. I knew George W. Bush. We had, family connections to Bush. I knew Bush. Personally, I still see Bush sometimes. And, of course, he hates me, and he does because I criticized him on Iraq. And that war is the sum total, from a historical perspective, of his administration. But I knew him, and he had all kinds of plans for the things that he wanted to do. But once domestically, right, to improve the country.
Right.
And you may agree or disagree, but in his mind, he wasn't just about the invasion of Iraq in March of 2000.
Oh, no. He was going to redo Social Security.
100%,
He had all
100%.
All types of. He was going to take care of the entitlements issue.
And he really thought it was going to work.
Yep.
And you could laugh at that or whatever.
But now his name is synonymous with Iraq war, weapons of mass destruction, government involved in 9/11, probably a cover-up.
But the point is, the second you get enmeshed in a real war, not a fake, let's go bomb the villagers and declare success, though we don't even have a good track record. Why are the Houthis still there? There's a whole other question, right, which is how prepared is the U.S. military for a real conflict? And the answer is totally unprepared. Scary unprepared.
Okay, so that's that. They go.
But anyway.
Do you have the tweet, Rob, of what Tucker said? Do you have the tweet on Mark Levin, all these other guys?
I can find it.
So anyway, so while that's
America have an obesity problem. Everybody could stand to use to drop a few pounds, myself included, and the U.S. military. We're not prepared for anything. And why would we want to? We're trying to join the space race. Tesla, Amazon, we got the future, Meta, AI. We're not going back to this fucking missile, bomb everything. We're trying to get to AI, 3D, everything, live peacefully, be on YouTube, metaverse, play NBA. Madden 26 about to come out. We're trying to get peaceful, bring down everything, America first. Bring the companies back, the job back, the jobs, clean up the streets, make it good for people to come here, fix our system, make it easier for immigrants to come to the United States so they don't have to jump the borders. But get the people out of here that's probably illegal because it's only right. There's millions of people on the list. Clean up our own streets, get our educational system back. We're the first world country, and our black people, we're the biggest consumers. We got trouble with the Bloods and the Crips and the GDs and the BDs and the kids, everybody got 3D printed switches laying down everybody, hitting everybody but the target. We got civilians, rappers rapping about it. Slide on this, slide on that. It's cool. I ain't even really a rapper. You know what I mean? I'm really a trapper. I just happen to rap. I was in the studio one day and cuz asked me to jump on the track and I just, we got our own shit to clean up. America first. That's how he wins the Nobel Prize, cleaning up the streets. Trump, don't listen to them.
It's happening. Somebody asked President Trump about Tucker Carlson. I don't know if you saw this one. Did you see what he said?
Live?
Live. Somebody asked President Trump, Rob, I sent you the clip if you have that. Here's when he's asked, out of nowhere, hey, about Tucker Carlson, watch what he says. Go for it.
Very good show. What was your response to Tucker Carlson criticizing you, saying that you were complicit in the war?
He ain't criticizing him. Did he say that?
Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen.
And quickly, have you spoken to...
Well, damn.
Did he criticize
Vinny,
him?
thoughts on this entire exchange?
On this exchange? I
No,
mean,
not just this exchange. You know, you have Scott Jennings, one camp that's saying attack, take him out. You got one camp saying no, don't do it. Where are you at with it?
just in a nutshell, Pat. I mean, listen, you got to tip your hat to Bibi Netanyahu just from the jump. Every single time this guy has asked for a war and wanted us to get involved, it has worked. Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq. Every time, if Trump is warning and we're sending airplanes and we're sending all this stuff, that guy wants it. That guy gets it. Okay, and this whole situation, Pat, let's just be honest. Tucker has not shifted. Besides being America first, we don't want any new wars. This is what we were talking about. Yes. This is what we were promised. I don't want another war. Period. And I don't know how does it flip? And that's my question back to you guys. How do you go from no to peace treaty to this to absolutely no war, and then all of a sudden it flips?
So we coming for
it's just
regime.
A complete 180. And it's like I don't understand it. He was pro peace, and then Mike Waltz got caught in those rooms with the Israeli signal chat. Trump got pissed off at Bibi. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes overseas for those meetings. He doesn't even meet with Bibi. So there's beef. There was beef there. And then all of a sudden, now they have nuclear weapons. And if you saw Tulsi Gabbard in March, she said, the United States intelligence community continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khomeini has not authorized a nuclear weapon program that he suspended in 2003. Okay, by the way, and then Trump says she has no idea what she's talking about. So you mean to tell me the director of national intelligence isn't intelligent on this topic? And it's like, here's my thing, Pat. I've been getting a lot of messages from people from Iran and everything like that. I just hate the games that are being played, okay, especially with Bibi Netanyahu. If you want regime change, which I know he does, just say it. Stop with the nonsense about Iran trying to assassinate Donald Trump and trying to drag us into it, okay? You don't need to do all that shit. Just say you want it. There's 90 million people there. I got a message on Minek this morning, Pat. I got to show you this. Just really fast. There's a guy on Minek that's Iranian. And you know what his attitude is? He's like, listen, you guys are on. You guys are getting pulled into another war. He goes, the Iranian people need change, but not through war, through their own will, through protests. That's how real, lasting change happens. Not other countries going in and saying, this is what you need.
Let's not do the whole thing again. We all seen it in movies and everything, right? Even if you ain't been to war, you seen it. Oh, we're bringing democracy. They need it. It's for the sake of the people. We have to. The government's crushing it. We're going to help them. Stop it. Stop it. The government insert their will, do what they want, take the resources, and then say, oh, man, look at these actually, the other guys were actually worse. The leader was actually suppressing them. We thought he was a killer. We know Saddam was a killer. Holy shit. He was actually suppressing the real killers. Now it's split up into different factions. Come on, we can't do that again, right? We're not going to let them do that again to us, right?
Okay, and in regard to the nuclear stuff, Pat, this is my assessment is that every country has, because I know everybody's attitude is, well, why do they have nuclear facilities and all that stuff? Every country has nuclear energy. That's not the issue. It's transparency. That's why we have the IAEA. It's the International Atomic Energy Agency. Their job is to verify that nobody's building bombs, okay? Iran signed it. They go there. They check on their shit. Israel doesn't sign it. Israel's not involved in it. And as everybody always says, and Adam, you've said it before, Israel doesn't have nuclear weapons. Yes, they do. And you know why? Nobody can go in there and see what they're doing. I don't like the attitude. I don't like the flip-flop. I don't want, because everybody's going to say, well, we need to take them out. They're building a bomb. He's been saying it since 2012.
Remember, Israel's keeping, or Netanyahu, I like to be specific, Netanyahu is keeping journalists out of Gaza because they don't want us to see that shit. They don't want us to see that kids dying.
I don't believe it. That's my point of view.
Tom,
that's
thoughts?
it.
So there's a lot in there to unpack. I mean, we're seeing Netanyahu, we're seeing Scott Jennings, just seeing things. So let me start with Scott Jennings really, really quick. Scott Jennings is not out there like a Nikki Haley warhawk. Let's go fight. Let's just go dive in. What Jennings said, he used the word Trump can't miss. Let's not miss the opportunity to conclusively end the nuclear threat from Iran, and let's not miss the opportunity to remake the Middle East. If Trump did something supportive, he would be justified, is what Jennings said, and I think he should get the Peace Prize. That is a hell of a lot different from the war hawks that are out there saying, you know, there's just sheer bloodlust. Let's go, 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 go. So I think the media is trying to make Jennings sound a little bit more war hawkish than he was there, especially because he talks about a quick action and then ending with the Peace Prize. Now, to Netanyahu, yeah, I mean, there haven't been, we can talk about inspectors throughout the Middle East, but, you know, there have not been inspectors that have successfully, you know, gone through Israel and, by the way, Arab countries who have their motives and they're trying to start trouble of their own, you know, have said, you know, hey, if you're going to inspect us, you got to inspect everybody. And so that's how I feel about that. But right now, I also think Netanyahu's being pretty shrewd because they say there's 60% of the people in Iran want regime change. We've seen the videos of people cheering. And so when Netanyahu goes out and says, let's make Iran great again, I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with your government. He's really trying to stoke the protests and stoke the opposition party to go do its thing. But, you know, he's no saint.
He's smart as hell for that. The way he's been saying is like, oh, we're helping you, poor Iranian people. We've been such great friends for so long, and we feel you. Oh, my God. We don't like your government, and they're bothering us, but oh, my God, how you must feel. We're doing this for you. America, please help us. Get out of here. You hear them say they want to do it themselves. They got it. They don't need the American democracy. We got to fix our own shit. We got to stop outside funds and foreign government money inside our government. We got to put some limits and term limits on our senators so it ain't a family business and they selling it, and stop the oligarchy, if they would say.
But that's what's going on in my view.
Adam.
Bibi Netanyahu will probably go down as the Winston Churchill of Israel. So you can tell a lot about regime, not how they deal with external forces, on how they treat their own people. I would argue that the Ayatollah and the regime in Iran treat their people worse than any regime in the Middle East, possibly the world. You know, we've seen all this free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine movement. Cool, I get it. You know what movement I'm all about? All about free Iran. I'm all about free Iran. Iran has been hijacked by this theocratic thug life.
How much money, right now in the comments before you continue, how much money you think, and like, share, and subscribe to this video if you haven't so far, how much money you think they gave Tom? Come on.
Like Islamic regime since 1979.
Hey,
I also believe in symbolism. They've been in power 46 years to be exact. Trump is president number 45 and 47, is he not? Smack dab in the middle of that is 46. I believe that Trump, when he says Iran cannot and will not obtain a nuclear weapon, I believe he knows what he's talking about. I believe that Trump believes in what he's saying. I believe he believes in his intelligence. For all the people out there that...
What about when he say Israel and Iran must make a deal? What about that part?
Don't think Iran is working on a nuclear weapon. What the hell do you think they've been doing? What the hell do you think they've been negotiating? What the hell do you think they've been working on for a decade? That you think they're just having fun, peaceful conversations?
They've been working on them not even being able to research one. So even if they can, they don't have the capability. So they're working on it Because the options cannot be either they stop nuclear programs altogether or we wipe out 92 million people. That's not the options. It's, hey, they're a respectable country. We respect them. They have their own population, their own government. Let's put some monitors on you. And, hey, maybe we need to put some monitors on Israel, too, because we can't feel like we're bullying them. They can't feel like they got a gun in their head. Otherwise, they're like, hey, who the fuck are you? As a man, they're like, yo, who the hell are them? They think they're better than us. We got people. We got China. We got Russia. We got our people, too. Don't do that. Let's be respectable.
Over nothing. They're developing a nuclear weapon, and Netanyahu's looking at them and he's saying, this is the line in the sand, and we're not going to deal with it.
But Adam, we said the same thing in Afghanistan and Iraq, and they didn't have anything. And we went to war for 20 years.
Yeah, were we doing nuclear negotiations?
Yeah, of course, we send inspectors all the time.
We send inspectors.
So I want to understand one basic thing. Do you think Iran is not developing a nuclear weapon? Is that what you're saying?
Adam, here's the thing.
Let Ricky ask that. Do you think they're not developing a nuclear weapon?
It's not about...
That's a logical fallacy. You think they're not? So just because you can't prove they're not, that means that they are. So you think Iran is not developing a weapon of mass destruction that could take out every American that's living and breathing? Shut up. Everybody want to live. What happened if they fire? Then we're going to fire and they're going to fire. Then it's the end of the world. So shut up with the logical fallacies. Stop trying to trick us with making it, oh, yeah, right? Shut up. Prove
what we think. We can't start a war over a hunch.
Yeah.
There's already a war going on.
But we can't get involved in a war.
America's not involved. I totally understand that.
I understand, but when we're moving our fleet down there and we're getting our army ready for it, our military ready for it, we're showing signs of aggression. That's the way I'm looking at it. On top of that, when we voted Trump in, he said as of day one, we were going to stop the war with Russia and Ukraine. That didn't happen. And then as of day one, that we were going to have that the Palestine-Israel things solved. That didn't happen. On the complete opposite, now here we are 100-something days in, and now we're getting ready to fund another war, help them with another war. That's not what we signed up for.
I totally understand and I totally appreciate why the American people are completely over funding foreign wars.
Isn't it crazy how they lie to you with a straight face?
I totally understand that. I'm with you. I don't want any American troops on the ground. But people have to understand there's nuance to this conversation. We don't have to have any American troops on the ground. If we want to live in reality, let's live in reality. Have American troops been in Gaza? 0. Have American troops taken out Hezbollah? 0. Have American troops been in Syria? Why is that any different in Iran? I hear you loud and clear. No American troops on the ground. No American lives lost. I'm with you. Israel has the ability to fight their own battles. Let's give a little credit to where credit due. They've taken out every single terrorist regime around them, and now they're about to knock out blow Iran. And America hasn't to do anything.
No, they're not. No, they're not. We're not gonna make that a thing.
So meanwhile, we've given Ukraine.
We don't have to.
Meanwhile, we've given Ukraine more money in the last 2 years.
Let's stop giving them money. That's why Elon and Trump split over the big beautiful bill. Trump want to give all this money to the military. Stop. We got people sick. Give everybody access to Ozempic or something. Let everybody be good. Put the eggs down. Give everybody a stimulus. Why are you trying to give billions of dollars to another country? Make them stop it. Make Ukraine be like, yo, come on, this part of Ukraine was really Russian territory before the war anyway, so just let them give it back. So Putin can be like, yeah, we got this part of Ukraine back, and now we got our brothers and sisters because we damn near the same country. And move on. Like, this is the way of life. This is reality. Come on. Let's stop the wars.
Then we've given Israel in their entire lifetime.
We don't have to physically be their support. As a matter of fact, the people in France, just all of them at the Bay just said, hey, we're not going to be loading these weapons for them. In France, they're doing that right now.
Well, French is a bunch of gay frogs. What are we worried about that?
Whoa, shout out to people of France.
Adam, but here's the thing. You're saying the intelligence, if the director of national intelligence, because you were saying, if Trump says it's there now, just in March, they said he's not doing anything that you guys are claiming that he's doing. 0. He's not going to try. He's not trying to make a bomb. Why the flip? What? So from March, April, May, June. Now all of a sudden, in 3 months, what they've been saying. This is the clip right here, Pat. They play, and then this is what he says about. Is this the both videos, Rob?
Yes.
Okay.
continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. The IC continues to monitor closely if Tehran decides to reauthorize its nuclear weapons program.
Okay, this is March, guys, mind you. In March, Adam, they're not making a bomb. I trust the intelligence coming from the director of national intelligence. I'm just, and
Well,
Adam,
maybe we're living in two completely different realities, because every piece of information I see
where are you
out
getting
there
it from?
is that
Where are you
Iran
getting it?
is building a nuclear weapon.
Adam,
what are we even doing then? What are we even talking about?
Hold on, Adam. Everything that you're getting is from Israeli intelligence and Bibi
where he getting where I called him Tom. I mean Adam. Adam is getting his shit from blogs and different Israeli things. Where he's getting his shit from, Vinny, is top U.S. officials, our people, telling us, yo, they ain't got this.
Netanyahu, hold on, that's been wanting this war forever. He wants this war.
Vinny,
And when people
just
like
'cause
you,
you're yelling
hold
doesn't
on.
mean you're
I'm just
right.
telling you the
Control
fact.
your emotions.
No, because you say stuff like free Iran. What's the plan, Adam? What's the plan? What's the plan? Look at it's not
the plan
bomb the
is
shit out of
pretty damn good right now.
Let me ask you a question.
We won't be tricked.
I'm listening to this, and I'm trying to hear everybody out. I'm really trying to hear Scott Jennings saying, bomb Fordo. And I'm really trying to hear Tucker saying, hey, don't go. And do you have the Tucker tweet when he says about the Mark Levin and he's got all the names? Not this one. There's another one. Just go to his handle and you'll see it if you go a little bit lower. Go a little bit lower, go a little bit lower, go a little bit lower. Let me see what that one is above it. Click show more, please. Yeah, this is the one. The real divide isn't between the people who support Israel and the people who support Iran or Palestinians. The real divide is between people who casually encourage the violence and those who seek to prevent it, between warmongers and peacemakers. Who are the warmongers? They would include anyone who's calling Donald Trump today to demand airstrikes and other direct U.S. military involvement in a war with Iran. On that list, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, Rupert Murdoch, Ike Perlmutter, and Miriam Adelson. At some point, they will have to answer to this, but you should know their names. Okay, so
most of these people will call themselves Christians. If you're a Christian and you calling for strikes on the people, what are you doing?
I think we talked about this on the podcast last week. I'm trying to understand what he's saying. Got it. So I'm trying to understand what President Trump is saying. Why is he attacking? Who has the most intel between you, between Tucker, between Jennings, between Trump, between all these guys? Who has the more intel on what's going on? Okay.
Trump. And it's
so
not even
then the
close.
question for me goes to the following. Remember when he killed Qasem Soleimani?
Yes.
Do you remember when he did that? Okay. Were you supportive of it?
When he killed
Qasem Soleimani.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was trying to do damage here in the United States.
So Iran's no longer trying to do damage to the United States?
I didn't say that, but the conversation is nuclear.
No, stay on this. This is my question. That's what I'm asking. And you'll see where I'm going with this. Because I'm trying to watch, I'm sincerely trying to watch everyone's patterns. My position's been the same for 46 years, okay, when it comes onto this topic. Because I lived there, I saw what they're all about. All I'm trying to ask is the following. When Trump killed Qasem Soleimani, how many Republicans who voted for Trump celebrated that day?
Every single one of them.
Why did they?
Because they recognize a threat when a threat is seen.
But isn't that an act of war when we killed their number 2 guy that was supposed to be?
Well, they told us he's the one that was in charge of the Houthis and the Hezbollah, like the arm of Iran that was in direct communication, so people accepted that. We accept the nit for tat as long as y'all keep it on each other. It's kind of like the gang members, the Bloods and the Crips. We accept y'all as long as y'all shooting each other and then the general population is out of it. But when you start shooting the general public and you shooting civilians and you got switches and 20 people killed and not even a dude you were aiming for, now we got a fucking problem. Now it's time to clean up the street. Y'all got to go. That's what we can't accept.
Be the president and be the leader of Iran?
Yes.
So why did we celebrate? Why were we not upset? Actually answer that question, Vinny. Think about it. All of us. I'm asking that. I'm asking, why did that not upset and why were so many people? Go back, time the tweet of what people said at that time. Show strength. Took them out. When you try America, check yourself. See what happens. Why were you not upset? And why are we upset now? What is the only difference between why were we upset? Why were we not upset then versus now?
I think with the Soleimani, it was a strategic thing that took him out because he was trying to do stuff on our soil. This situation,
No, but what hasn't changed though?
Well-
Because meaning
You putting us in it. You trying to hit civilians. We understood kind of when 9/11 was like, oh shit, that happened. We kind of damn, that was bad, but we know what we're doing to those people. But then to get us in, they said they had weapons of mass destruction. Like, you thought that was bad, they're gonna do something greater. 9/11 wasn't good enough. It didn't spark us. It brought us together. Like, holy shit, we don't want no war. Stop this. They had to tell us something was coming in the future to get us. That's the answer, Vinny.
it has to be at that time if they did because they were trying to do something on our soil, and after we kill them, they no longer want to. You don't think they no longer want to do anything to U.S.? You don't believe them when they say death upon America? You don't believe them? You think it's just an act?
No, I 100% believe them.
There's only one thing that's changed. What's the only thing that's changed?
That's the feud. That's like them looking here and saying, hey, look, they got like those Black Lives Matter protests. Or like, you can't take a people and just take their whole population. Because at the time, that looked like everybody was in like George Floyd. Everybody thought that man died and it was bad. The cops doing a lot of years. Boom. Everybody was in agreement with that. But then the protests happened and the burnings of businesses and this and the rioting. Oh my God, what the hell? Like, everybody agree now that, hey, that people that here illegally should go. But maybe it should be better. Like, maybe it should be more gentler for people that's been here for a long time and they ain't do nothing. Maybe they should like give them like 6 months to leave because it costs $17,000 for ICE to run down on somebody. Maybe we give them 10 and say, send them a letter, say, hey, here's $10,000. You got 6 months to get out of here. And then we hunt down the criminals and then make it easier for those people to come back. Isn't that better? But you got people that want to riot in LA and riot jewelry stores and stuff like, whoa. So they can look at them, like, look at America, look at their people. These people rioted against the government. The government don't even treat their people right. Look, they treat them like animals. Iran regime could do that, but we know the truth. It's like, nah, those just some fucking stupid ass kids doing that. That ain't got nothing to do with the rest of us. We all have common sense.
The way that the what they call woke right views Israel.
That's it. The only thing that's changed is there is a community of people in the last, since October 7th, that absolutely cannot stand, trust anything with Israel, and that triggers them.
Netanyahu, not Israel.
You know. When I watch everyone, I listen to everybody, and I'm not listening to people that disrespect. Anybody that disrespects, boom, muted, block, go away. I don't need to. But if you say something to me respectfully,
somebody tag PBD so he can listen to this response. It's not about Israel, and you can't say that when 60% of the people are telling you they don't want this. 60%. So the people in Israel don't like Israel?
I want to hear it. Okay, I want to hear it. So what think about people, rank things that trigger people the most. Can we agree that number one is Trump derangement syndrome?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Do you see what happens when you see someone that hates Trump? How they
ballistic.
react? They're like, hey, I want to read you some of these tweets of what Barack Obama said. And they'll read it. Oh, wow, that's powerful. That's amazing. That's this. Oh, that was actually Trump. Oh, really? Yeah. I want to read you what Trump said. Oh, that's why he's a white nationalist racist. Oh, these were actually said by Obama.
Yeah.
Obama never said that. Let me play the clip. You ever see that? What does that tell you?
TDS.
TDS,
Okay.
absolutely.
Rank me the top 5 deranged syndromes. If number one is TDS, what's 2?
Number two
Israel.
is Israel.
I
derangement
guarantee number
syndrome.
2 is Israel.
100%.
By
So,
a mile
and by the
close.
way, most of you are in one of the two camps.
Yeah. If not both.
Yeah, some are in both.
Yeah.
But
What they call Trump derangement syndrome is really people who, like in the black community, I'll speak for Black America, there's a lot of us that just, boom, Democrat. We're Democrat because our parents were Democrat, so you're supposed to be Democrat. We're told the Republicans are racist. So they ain't had Trump derangement syndrome, because they hated Trump. It was because they were told that the Democrats know what's best for you. They know what's best for the black folks and the Hispanic folks, the brown folks, and they're going to teach you. They're going to give us to the promised land. But really, they got a nice speech. And they talk a lot. But as soon as they get in, they're like, oh, we can't do it because the Republicans won't let us. But somehow as the Republicans get in, they tell us, oh, they're going to do this and do that, and they're going to do this, and they're going to get this done. And then if Trump get in, they're going to do that, and they're going to pass this. But it is like, well, how come y'all ain't talking about what y'all going to do if y'all get in? How come y'all can't pass nothing? But that's people that think. When a lot of people are working paycheck to paycheck, they got, like, what does John O'Brien say? They got too much month at the end of their check. They don't got time to think. All they know is like, oh, yeah, they get the envelope and because they're in the blue district and the ghetto somewhere, and then they just told to vote for this, and this white man is bad because the Republican always put up the white man, and the black man that they put up is like always somebody that's like just crazy, like, nope, there ain't no such thing as racism. Nope. Instead of saying the common sense thing, like, yeah, there's racism in America, but who cares? Comedians make fun of it. It's funny. We laugh at it. And on the other end, we like if you run into a racist old man, we laugh at it like, that man racist. like it's funny. Like, oh, you mother N-word, you stay over there. Like, we laugh at him. It's 2025. Nobody cares. But then that leaves room for people like you got the Roland Martins that sit there and be like, oh, they racist, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so what? We don't care. And then that's why the Republican black dudes, the candidates usually don't resonate with black people on the Democratic side because they so crazy. And they so, nope, it ain't racist, nope. It never existed in America. Of course it did, but so what? But you ain't going, you can be racist. That's your pursuit of happiness. It's America. I'm on my pursuit of happiness. I want what I perceive as success as a man. As long as you don't get in front of me and stop me, then good on you. When you meet your maker, your God, whoever you believe going to judge you, if you good with that and you think he going to let you into the happy place, then, hey, do what you do. I don't care if you racist. Oh, yeah, but the housing market showed that blah, blah, blah. Well, then go to a black realtor. Start a black company with a appraisals company. We don't care. Yes, there is. So what? The Republicans are getting things done. They thinking fiscal. They thinking common sense. Hey, if you want to be trans, you can be trans. Do good. If you want me to call you she, I'll call you she. You want me to call you he, I'll call you he. But we ain't going to get it twisted and you're going to make me do something or we're going to change it or you're a cis man. No, I'm just a man. Let's just stop. Just have common sense. You can do what you want in your house, but don't bring it out to the rest of the public. We're going to do what the 51% of people want to do. That's what we want. So there's no Trump derangement system. We just got to get people to see. And the Democrats will see too, but it's like a shame. Like, why y'all got to lie? Get it done. We're America. We could be great. America first.
Most of you are in both of the camps.
Yep.
So then what happened? Which one are we falling for? I'm trying to be as reasonable as possible, okay? I'm trying to see, like, when Netanyahu says, oh, they try to kill the president. Stop it. Stop it. It's like, dude, don't talk like that. I don't even like you talking like that. That doesn't, like, as a president, you know, when they're seeing this, is this the one, Rob?
Yes.
How long, does he get into it right off the bat?
Yeah,
okay,
pretty quick.
Go for it. Watch this here. Do you have the one of Trump reacting to it?
I can find it.
Okay, play this clip here.
Let's play this.
About the nuclear threat, and I want to talk about President Trump.
Watch
you just
this.
said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him.
Perfect fucking timing. Ain't it to tell us that, right? Perfect timing.
Look, he's
okay,
enemy
pause it
number
right there.
one.
What was the answer? What was the answer?
Through proxies.
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. You didn't say, yes, we have it. Because if you got the intel, give it to me if I'm U.S. Okay. So one, why are you saying that? Are you saying that because you want the people to be even more?
They playing in our face.
Like, okay, so that's one part. The other part, when people say, you know, Trump is owned by Israel. You know, U.S. is ran by Israel. Come on, guys. I mean, both sides are playing the game to get eyeballs, and if the success is based off of how well your tweet did, and then that's like, oh, okay. No, that could also be the mob being on your side. But if we were happy when Qassem Soleimani was killed, and we thought that's showing strength, what changed? My concern, Vinny, right now with this is, I do think Iran's going to be, U.S. is going to be pulled into war.
No, we're not.
I do think that. I do think it's going to be nasty. I do think the Iranian people want this. And I know this is going to sound weird, guys. When it was 1977, 78, 79, when eventually the revolution happened, the Iranian people, 9 million revolted in the streets. They wanted the Shah to fall.
All peace and love. We got our own shit to do.
They wanted it,
our own shit
and
to
it fell.
do, bro.
I think the Iranian people right now, if you go look at some of the protesting videos that are being sent, they're celebrating, saying we're going to be free again.
Yep.
Do you realize, like, think about the most basic stuff that Iran, if you think about the most basic stuff, I'll come to you, Ricky.
Yeah.
If you think about the most basic stuff, you think if you're living in Iran, you don't think you want tourists to come in?
Yeah.
Think about if you live in Iran, Vinny. Say you love your country. Do you want tourism?
Of course.
Do you want a Sprint to be able to advertise? Do you want the TV to have access to NBC, ABC, HBO? Would you like that? Would you like to be able to get on social media without having to get a Starlink that's being given to you? Would you like to be a Christian walking the streets without having to worry about what's going on? Would you like that? You would like that. I would like that. What if
a Christian walking the street? America is too diverse. There's different people everywhere, not just Christians.
What if you're like Ricky? Ricky is not wanting to leave California, okay? You don't think Ricky wants California to change? You don't think Ricky wants to see a red person come in there? Of course they do. The Iranian people who are
want to see insane people come in, no matter what color.
Living there, the Iranian people want this to be done with Khamenei and their people. They want to be good with everybody around.
They make it sound so easy, like thousands of people ain't going to die. Thousands of Americans, hundreds of thousands of Iranians. Us being attacked by and having to stay in our homes like fucking COVID again because we're afraid to get bombed. Because they're going to bomb a major stadium event or something. Are you fucking crazy? Don't casually talk about this. Come on, PBD. Come on, you know better. Come on, my brother.
And they're not today.
Come on, my guy.
They're not today. And so there is that camp. So to me, I'm simply watching everybody's position to see what argument they're making, to see where they're coming from. And I'm, in my eyes, whatever way this can get done with the least amount of friction is the best way. But at this point, it looks like we're headed in the direction of going to war.
Don't pretend like that's the least friction. It's the war. It's going to be so easy. Hey, we're going to go to war. We're going to be 8 months. Iraq, Vietnam, Kuwait, whoever, whatever. Are you crazy? We can't do the littlest things. We got riots and protests in our streets. This will be a real war. American families will be starving. What about Russia? What about China? China take Taiwan. China take, like, are you crazy?
That's what it looks like as of right now.
Yeah, I think my question would be to you, Pat, was obviously as many
war is never the easier answer.
Know,
that's never war. What he just described, the easiest way to, it's never war. It's diplomacy. Remember, we had an agreement with Iran already. Let's get back into that. President Trump, stop this, please. That's why we voted for you. Come on.
You're in a lot of communication with people that are involved directly with this, even people with Iran, living in Iran, same thing with you, Vinny. But my question would be, they want that liberation. They want a regime
They
change,
got it.
but at the cost of a war? Or is it a revolution they want to start and they want help with it? That would be my question. There's many angles of being able to achieve any goal.
Yeah.
But what do they...
We're going to funnel money to their organizations, to their democratic organization that's there. Let's get them some money. Let's start doing business with Iran. Let's get a hold on their nuclear program and ask for sanctions and trade and give it.
Want that war? Because that's going to come at the cost of their lives as well. It's going to come at the cost of their destruction as well.
And who are we to pick? Who are we to decide that, okay, they want war bad enough for their destruction to be involved? Who are we? They're the great Persian people. They've been there before America was thought of.
I have no doubt that they want to change, but what avenue would they rather take?
What are their options?
Well,
for 46 years, they've tried every peaceful avenue.
Well, they revolted. I remember you told me when you were living in Iran, there was a revolt.
46 years. That's a blink of an eye in their country. Maybe that's long in America. In the hundreds of years. Who are we? The audacity, and we as Americans, the audacity.
Because of what happened with the theater, they killed people. They made it seem like
fire, yeah, all of that. But at that point, that's because the U.S. CIA got involved, MI6 got involved. A lot of them got involved because they were fearing the Shah was getting too powerful, Iran was getting too powerful, and the Middle East was at peace.
It'd be different if they were at war too, and we see them and they had the fucking palace surrounded, and they're like, America, help us! We just got one more fucking bunker right there. We can't get it. We gotta run it, and maybe we send a few. Maybe we send a few jets. All right, go boom. Now you have a democratic election. We ain't gonna be involved. You do that process. But nah, to start it for them, for the sake of them, who are we?
Even though guys go up there and say, oh my God, you keep talking about the Shah. You ought to be done with talking about the Shah. And it's the truth. When it doesn't mean Israel didn't start wars. It doesn't mean Israel didn't go out there and look at their threats and have their motives. My basis was when Iran was ran by the Shah.
And it just we look past that. Oh, it doesn't mean Israel didn't start wars, but we're just gonna look past that. Come on.
There was good relations with Iran, and there was no war there. They weren't causing wars. Iran was peaceful. For those of you guys that love business and you're super competitive, and I'm talking like a psycho competitor, you're somebody that wants to win at the highest level. This couldn't be more accurate than
business is war. Facts. Listen, we got people like this talking, making sense in America. It made me feel so good. Let's stop this. We love the people of Israel. We love the Israeli. We share a great relationship, but we cannot do this. As a big brother, sometimes you got to tell your little brother, yo, calm down, you wrong. Like, yeah, I fought for you. I ain't going to embarrass you. Like, in front of company, like, I'm a ride for you. But now we back at home. We talking about this in our living room. Nah, come on. We can't do that. You need to make up. You got a corrupt leader. We ain't going to come in and just take him down, but you need to do it nicely. Stop. Over 60% of Israelis don't like this. Who are we to go to a war? So most Israelis don't like it, and we have nowhere knowing how many Iranians want it. It's 90 million of them, and most of them probably don't want to die for it right now. They're probably like, we good. Like, we won a resolution or something, but let us work on our technology first, and then we'll do that. We're just going to go to war, and our people die for the sake of them because our politicians told us? Nah, never again. Not again. Let's start a movement. Not again. Right here to get not again. We won't be lied to. Even if y'all make our weapons of mass destruction, are they going to have a little noise? God forbid some Americans get hurt because they want to make an example and say, look what they did. Oh, my God, they can reach us. You want this to happen again? Stop. Come on. Let's feed the children of Gaza. Don't forget people in Gaza still starving. Let's stop this. America first. President Trump. Don't fall into this. Let me know what y'all think, cave dwellers. Like, share, subscribe. If you made it this far, you're a fucking cave dweller. Let's do this. Remember, not again.